Dear participants, welcome to our session, Green Recognition Talk with FAER from Romania. My name is Pavel Kapsdorfer and I'm MFC Network and Partnership Manager and will be moderating the session. In case of any technical issues, please direct your messages in chat to our technical coordinator, my colleague Beata Biela, who is in the backstage ready to assist you. Our session will last approximately 20 minutes. And in case you would have any comments or questions to our speaker, please post them in chat. Towards the end of the session, we hope to have some space to answer them. As you might have heard, at the day opening ceremony, MFC decided to recognize FAER as 2024 Leader in Sustainable Agriculture Innovation for pioneering sustainable farming practices through comprehensive training and innovative soil management initiatives. MFC is trying to recognize organizations with interesting and innovative practices that serves as an inspiration to others in the sector. And FAER encourages its agriculture clients to do the soil testing in order to help farmers to apply the fertilizers in a more precise way. They also organize study visits of their clients to those peers that are advocates of benefits coming from understanding the soil chemical composition. Let me also say that MFC, together with CERES and SPTF, are supporting FAER in these efforts through Transform Together Fund project. And finally, we have with us Julia Pushkash, External Relations Coordinator of FAER, who will be able to share more details about their activities. Dear Julia, welcome. Could you please briefly introduce FAER and tell us what role FAER decided to play in green transition of clients via its green policy?
Yes, hello. The MFI started in 2005, but FAER MFI is part of FAER Foundation, who started its activity in '92. And since the beginning, the foundation decided to help local communities, to help in their economical development, and by providing not just economic development, but also social development by promoting trainings for adult education and also in schools for children, pupils, and students. And then the MFI was created in 2005 because of new legislation granting this permission, this legal frame. And that's when we started to continue the social mission of FAER Foundation with our business or economic mission, which is to provide microfinancial services to the local communities to help develop them in their projects, activities, businesses, and so forth. So that's a little bit of the background. And also in this map of the country, you can see our expansion, so to speak. And also I must mention that we are present or starting to be present in adjacent areas of the red area marked on the map. Okay, so we are trying to start our geographical expansion. And regarding our approach in green policy, in the last few years, we've started to have a more hands-on approach and decided to listen more carefully to the needs of our local community. And we've started participating in various projects with various partners. Now we are also in a present, at present we are in the TTF fund project with a continuation of this pilot activity of soil testing. Our main objectives in our green policy, based on the experience that we've had until now, is to continue advocating for education and specific scientific knowledge in agriculture. We feel like this is one of the most important aspects in the communities in which we are active, having access to professional education and continuing to provide specialty trainings, especially for farmers, which are, or at least the rural communities are our target group, at least in a proportion of 70% at this point. We are going to continue our research activities, meaning that we will try to continue to be close to the community and listen to their needs and their requests, whilst trying to transition towards green agriculture. We are also advocating to spread awareness on the importance of the activity that the farmers are having on their lands, and to continue to spread awareness on legislation, advocating for legislation at national and both European level. So that is why we are promoting the GAEC standards. There's a misspelled letter there on the presentation. So the last one should be a C. So because this is like the legal framework, part of the legal framework for the soil focus. Also, we will be trying to upscale some projects and to continue to advocate for soil sampling analysis. We are trying to get local authorities and national authorities interested in maybe starting a program to provide some sort of financial support, because soil testing is not free. Maybe in some other European countries it would be, but it's not the case here in Romania. Okay, and also we are trying to integrate the green policy to be something that even all employees of the organization can be a part of and can contribute to its development and its application, so that it's not about just one person or two people interested in writing and developing it, but also speaking the same language as an organization in total. Okay, and I would just...
Yeah. All right. So now, we know that the implementation of these objectives, it's not always so easy. So what are the obstacles? What are the issues which you face with farmers in speeding up the implementation of the measures that could actually benefit both the environment and the economic outcomes of farmers?
During these years, we've identified a few issues in the local community that we are active in. You can see some of them written here. The problem would be lack of technical and scientific information regarding actual procedures and activities in agriculture, considering that most of the people who are active now in this field, in this economic field, don't really have scientific training. Even though schools, high schools and universities are available, there are pupils enlisted here, but most of them are not interested in furthering their career in this sense. This could be potentially a high issue for the country, not only because we would have a lack of specialists, but also even the other type of jobs, so to speak, such as, or trades, such as agro-engineers and technicians, or farm workers, tractor drivers, which were maybe not, you don't need a university degree, but definitely you need these people to further develop this sector, which is still has a high impact in the Romanian economy. Another issue is generational resistance, because we are talking about family activity, family businesses. Older generations are very reluctant in adopting scientific and technical, very technical information from agriculture, even though, of course, that would help them in the long run, obviously. And specifically in farms, I have to mention that most of the farms that we've analyzed and worked with are below 50 hectares, but also we have some connections with bigger farms, so above 50. And we know that more or less the problems are the same, just at a different scale. Of course, in big farms, you have large-scale problems and vice versa. But the problems identified in farms are so connected to ecological farming is waste management issues. They lack platforms, they lack support from local authorities or other institutions created at a local level or national level to help them actually dispose correctly of the waste made in their farms. They do not really know notions of legislation. Maybe they don't even have the capacity to access it or the interest to access it, even though, of course, they are enforced and they are needed to be respected. So this is why we continue to advocate for this. Even within the farming community and also at the level of local authorities. They don't know exactly the impact that the activity on the soil actually generates, not only on their farm, but also if you think about the chain of production and consumers, about the impact on the final consumer. They just go through the motions, but they don't really think about the final consumer. So this is something that we are trying to help with scientific information to prevent them from overusing and overdosing fertilizers and pesticides, especially the chemical types. And also to provide them with objective and sustainable information regarding agricultural exploitation practices. Because as we know, most of them buy different products from specialized stores. And the people working in the specialized stores usually provide some sort of counseling or advice. But we must know this is not a source of objective information, since they are always trying to sell different chemicals of which they have plenty of supply. So of course, it will not be objective or personalized or catered to the needs of that specific farmer. So with soil testing, we are trying to help them actually see the chemical composition in their land, help them understand how this works, and help them see that, for instance, if you add more phosphorus to your soil, even though you already have enough, you add maybe, I don't know, kilograms per ton per, okay, this is specialized, it's not that specific, but if you add too much, it's not going to necessarily be absorbed in the plant, it's just going to be washed away together with your funds that you've invested in the fertilizers. So we are trying to bring more awareness regarding to this. And as I said before, we are trying to advocate for a program maybe that will help them have funding and have sustainable, consistent resources to fund the free soil testing.
All right, thank you. Let's maybe touch base the project on soil sampling, which is subject of MFC green recognition. What benefits does it bring to farmers, and what is the feedback you received so far?
Yes, so we started with a small tranche of farmers in a previous project, maybe 40 or something soil sampling analysis. We've had good feedback on it. And now we are in the midst of a new project under TTF, which is funding approximately, 100 soil samples. And the fact that I think I did not share the presentation regarding my project, but it's fine. I will just come back to this. So what we are doing so far, we've decided to implement the soil testing in the present project in 2 phases. We are trying to see the evolution on the soil after they received consultation and information about the results. So the first phase of the soil testing has occurred in this spring, And we will be having the second phase next year in the spring. This means a few agricultural cycles, and we are trying to determine and see how the soil testing and the consultancy given, the advice, the Q&As, and the visits will help them improve the quality of their soil, or at least in a chemical level, or even in the feedbacks that we are gathering at the moment. So far, we have gathered feedback from more than a quarter of our beneficiaries with positive feedback. However, I must mention that we cannot guarantee that the farmers will actually apply all the information and will do the measures exactly as were recommended by our experts in the project. We are hopeful, of course. It is a testing phase, but we are hopeful that they will actually apply, and we will see good results. Also, I must mention that to actually have sustainable and good soil quality, we should observe these plots of lands and these farmers over a larger period of time, or a longer period of time of maybe up to 5 years. Because this is the period in which soil could be regenerated and could increase its quality, and yeah. I hope this answers your question.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Julia. And I would like to tell to our participants that if you would like to hear more information about their soil project, Julia is actually joining our next session, which is about to start in a few minutes. Green financing, funding, and a sustainable future. That's the title of the session. And let me see. I think we have time for one question actually, because you are a little bit stretched with time to move to another session. Yes. But anyway, let me check if we have any. I don't see any.
Okay.
Last chance. All right. I think if there are no questions before we leave, let me thank you to Julia, but also ask my colleague Beata to launch the session evaluation poll with a single question to rate our session. As you know, your opinion always matters. So we would appreciate your quick answering one question.
Okay. If there are questions, of course. These are just some images from the project that are seen on the screen. So farmers, also we've had students a part of our projects, which have helped in research activities. We are involved in schools. We talk on Earth Day. So we are starting with children from maybe who are like 10, 12 years old, because it's important to raise awareness from young age. They are our future. So we will be continuing our efforts to be present in schools and to involve them in field visits. As you can see on the screen, we've had high school students and university students present in local farms. Of course, they are studying this field. They are actually students in agricultural themed schools, but they don't really have a lot of practice in the area. And we think that this is also something that will impact their future and their approach, and bring more awareness in what they could actually be for the future of the economy and so forth.
All right.
Of course, the green.
Julia, we have one question from Isabella. What are the next steps you foresee in your project, in your activities?
So the next steps are to find more beneficiaries and to involve them in specialized training. So I'm talking about the project. that we are having now. But of course, so if we are talking longer scale and moving outside the project that we currently have, our thoughts are to further develop the green policy and to maybe upscale the project that we started developing more and more now. Maybe in the future, we will have more support, more involvement from local and national authorities. We will see, but of course, we are also aware that we will need baby steps. We will need more funding. We will need more people involved, but we will continue to try and raise awareness on the importance of soil and in green agriculture and circular economy.
All right, thank you, Julia, and wish you good luck with your efforts. So
thank you.
To conclude, let me thank Julia for being with us. Thank you all for joining us today. And once again, congratulations to FAER with the recognition. And as I mentioned, if you like to hear more information about their project, feel free to join the upcoming session, Green Financing, Funding and Sustainable Future. And also in few minutes, we also start Green Recognition Talk with Credal from Belgium, the second organization that has been recognized by MFC.
Thank you. Thank you all for attending this session.
Goodbye and enjoy the rest of the event.